I was concentrating on if, Mark got back in front of me for just a split second there. I had him not cleared, but I was in front of him coming off of turn 4, and he side drafted, and usually when you can get the side draft back, right before the trial, you can get back by. So that was what I was concentrating on the most.
Were you aware of how close Kyle Busch came to running into the side of you going into turn 3? And for Richard and Todd, did you guys see that, and what went through your minds in that second?
I knew I was going so much faster that the momentum would carry him down the track. So I saw him coming up, and at that point I was committed to. So, it was just going to be one of those deals where either he doesn't come all the way up, or we probably all crash. So, we'd taken so many chances at that point that it was the last lap of the Daytona 500, and you got to go.
You talked about, with the new colors and the new sponsor, a chance to establish your own identity a little more, finally emerge from the shadows. How big a step is this win in doing that?
Well, we've been extremely, just trying to extremely focus on our race cars and let them do the talking for us. And, we've laid low this week and over the winter, and just trying to really do things kind of on our own agenda, and we felt like we stuck to our agenda and our plan and did things as we wanted to. And Shell and Pennzoil have been great to work with, and coming into the sport on our first race and winning the Daytona 500 is pretty big. So I think no matter what the colors, GM Goodwrench and Dale Earnhardt and Richard are all the people who got the RCR to the point that it is today, and things change, sponsors change, and we had to move forward, but winning is what makes the shadow less, and being successful on the racetrack and making things happen, that's what makes it less.
Kevin said earlier that when he was at the back of the pack and you had the problem with the nose, it was the new maturity in the team that really kept you guys in there. Can you talk a little bit about that evolvement of the team, and did coming close to the championship last year, not winning it, help to make that team more mature?
Yeah, I feel for sure that, just having a year that we had last year makes you realize that, you can do a lot of things you knew you could do, but you just proved that you can do them. And so that actually gives everybody, more initiative, more drive, and more confidence to go out and do it. And then I think with, having that happen, it's happened several times. And, I think there was 20-some laps to go in the race, and it's not unusual to have cars come from 30th back up to the front in 20, 30 laps, in these kind of races. And so it's just our team has been together a long time and worked really hard together, and it's just pretty nice to have all that hard work paying off.
Richard, you took a team that had been questionable and turned it around, changed the employees, and put 2 cars in a chase, and now you've won the Daytona 500. Can you tell how that feels? What a statement about not quitting.
Yeah, it feels great, but it isn't about, that I'd done this or that. It's a teamwork of everybody at RCR. We made a lot of changes that was for the better, and I'm just proud of where we're at today, and we're looking at tomorrow, and looking at next week, and I think this team, like Todd said, has matured. They've been together. He and Kevin have been together now for quite a few years, and that's what it takes to win championships, is having a team to mature together. And these guys know what they're thinking before they ever even do something. So I'm proud of what they've accomplished in winning the Daytona 500.
Could you just comment a bit on how it seemed the entire complexion of this race changed, and seemingly the players obviously changed when you had the incident when everything got strung out and the 20 and the 2 got together?
A bunch of demons came out when it got dark. I know that much. It was all hell broke loose after that. The complexion of the race changed when it got dark, because everybody's cars started handling so much better, and it got anywhere near the end of the race, and I think it was 50 laps to go, and everybody was just 3 wide, 2 wide, beating and banging, and it was just kind of survival of the fittest at that point. So we were fortunate to be a part of the race in the beginning of the race, and be a part of the race when it counted at the end too. So that's the most important thing.
Kevin, you've got a new sponsor here, and you kick off kind of a new era of you starting off on your own, as you talked about with this sponsor. Can Richard, you talk about what it means to have Pennzoil? What does it mean to them to get their first outing, a win, and then Kevin no longer being the guy in black and starting a new era as a winner?
Well, I think, like I said earlier, there's none of us ever want to get rid of anything that ever has happened at RCR, and you don't ever want to see things change, but things do change, and things have to go forward, and we're just excited to have everybody from Pennzoil and Shell to be a part of our program, and they've been huge supporters of everything that we've done, and you know, their activation has been just incredible to be a part of. So to see them get involved and be a part of that, and know how enthused they are, and but like I said, winning is what it's all about, and that's the best way to create your own identity, is to be successful. And we've been fortunate to have some success over the last couple of years, and we've won the Brickyard 400, but I don't think there's anything that can match a Daytona 500 in stock car racing. I mean, this is what it is, and this is as big as it gets, and just glad that we're able to accomplish that.
In victory lane, you said something about you thought you broke your wrist. Can you explain that a little bit?
I got so excited at the end of the race, and they, you know, I knew we'd won the race, and I guess I just didn't realize how excited I was, and I punched the dang mirror out of the car, and it just kind of hurt my hand a little bit, but I just overexcited, I guess, and knocked the mirror out.
Talked about the demons coming out at dark that changed the complexion of this race, but what about when Tony Stewart and Kurt Busch went out? How did that change the complexion? Because it seemed like they were pretty strong cars at that point.
You could see that one coming from about lap 10. The two had run him down on the apron a couple times, and they weren't completely thrilled with each other, it didn't look like. So you know, they were racing pretty hard, and when they got tangled up, you know, the 20 had a really good car, but the end of the race was so much different than the first part of the race, because it was just 2 and 3 wide and everybody all over the place.
Kevin, you were courted rather heavily last spring to go over to the Toyota, and I know that you gave it a lot of thought before you decided to stay with Richard Childress. Just talk about how well you feel about your decision that you made to stay with Richard now that you've won the Daytona 500.
Well, I don't think it was, you know, it wasn't all my decision. I mean, it was our decision as a group, and we wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page and pulling in the same direction, and we wanted to win races. I mean, that's what we wanted to do, and that's what I wanted to do. That's what Richard wanted to do. That's what Todd wanted to do. And you know, you have to follow your heart and let it guide you sometimes, and let things happen how they're supposed to happen. And I've got a lot of friends and a lot of loyal people that were behind me at RCR, and you know, felt like that's what I needed to do, and that's what we did.
The hole in your radiator, there was so much going on. I just want to make sure I know, what incident or which one of the several incidents was it that caused you to get that punched in, and at what point in the race did that happen?
That's a good question. I know it was probably 3 cautions from the end. All of a sudden, the water temperature just went crazy, and we just put a little bit of tape on, and I think it probably got that hole knocked in there, wouldn't you say, and just not cooling right.
It had just had a hole knocked through the nose, and then it was kind of just disturbing what was happening there with the ductwork. Once we got it patched up, everything was fine. It really was no hole in the radiator, just the nose itself.
Kevin, can you just take us through what your emotions were this weekend?
Well, it's been a really calm week for us. Like I said earlier, we've kind of tried to do our own deal and just really concentrate on getting our cars to handle, and it's pretty incredible to be honest with you, to finally break that wall down and then win 2 days in a row. So and then win the biggest race of the whole season. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work that our guys have put in over the winter and over the past years to get to this point, and you know, I've probably screwed more of them up than I have done good. So you know, it's been a lot of fun to be a part of this weekend, and to win the Saturday and Sunday races just makes it that much sweeter.